Hey friends, welcome back to Rose Tarot and Astrology. I'm your host, Mel Rose, and today is Friday, September 27, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for spending this time with me, and thanks for checking in on your current regular astrology. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you are feeling happy and well and loved and blessed and whole and supported. Here in beautiful Lee's Summit, Missouri, on this gorgeous, sunny but cool morning, I feel very happy and well and loved and blessed and whole and so supported. And I'm so happy that you're here with me to check out the day's astrology. So again, thank you for being here. Before I get into the astrology, I want to say, if you haven't liked the video already, go ahead, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps me out a lot. And I love hearing from you guys. I have at least one watcher that comments almost every day, and I really appreciate that. But I would love to hear from more of you. So if you want to leave a comment down below and let me know what your sun and moon signs are if you want to, then I'd love to hear from you, and I will see that and respond to you. Okay, so the astrology for today starts with the sun in Libra. The sun and Mercury are both in Libra, and they're going to have a cazimi next Monday. So we're coming up, we're coming close to that point of clarity. And the sun and Mercury are also standing across the sky from the north node. So right now they are at that point where the solar eclipse next Wednesday is going to be. So just so we're clear on this, the sun and Mercury are sitting at the south node where that eclipse is going to happen. That's our final eclipse of the year. And as we're exiting eclipse season, we're noticing what is leaving us, what is getting behind us, especially because this eclipse is happening at the south node. And the south node is really like, what's going out the back? All right. What are we putting behind us that we no longer need to have any regard for? Okay. So it's very much eclipse means to leave, and it's very much about what is departing from our lives at this point. Either by our choice or not, but I think that it helps and it pays to be aware. So be aware right now of what is departing from your life, what you're putting behind you, and hopefully that can give you some optimism for moving forward in a new way that better represents who you want to be in the world. So Sun in Libra and Mercury in Libra, our minds are very much on justice. They're very much on telling the truth. And Libra is ruled by Venus, which is about your relationships, either your most private and intimate relationships or even your most public relationships, those relationships you have in your civic life, like if you're out there registering people to vote or getting ready to work at the polls. I know we have a big election coming up here in the United States, so I applaud all of you that are working for that. But also in our work life and in our social life and our work life, it's, like your relationship to your boss, your relationship to your clients and the people that you work with. We are paying attention to those things right now because Venus rules Libra, where the sun and Mercury are. And what we want is to know that in those relationships, we are giving as good as we get. Sometimes we come up a little short and we need to sort of make up the difference. Or sometimes we find that we're giving a lot more than we're getting from a relationship. And that's when it's time to make an adjustment or have a conversation of some kind, okay? So, Sun in Libra, Mercury in Libra, have those conversations, feel the balance, notice what the balance is, notice where you could give more or where you need to give a little bit less until you get what you're getting what you need from a situation, right? The moon today is a waning crescent in Leo. So waning crescent, we're going to have that new moon next Wednesday with the solar eclipse in Libra. That's kind of a big deal. And here we are at the waning crescent. So this is the time when we are really finishing up whatever it is that we wanted to release, whatever it is that we wanted to let go of in terms of our creative process and what no longer works for us there in terms of especially our home life and our private life and what is no longer working for us there. We're pushing out old stuff and things, thoughts, attitudes, and dispositions that no longer serve a purpose for us, okay? So that's very much the theme this week, especially because we're coming up on that new moon and eclipse in Libra. A lot of stuff is just going to get left in the dust. And I for one, am really happy about that. It's been a tough couple of years and things are starting to look up. I hope that you are noticing that things are starting to look up for you in your life as well. So that is the moon, and the moon is in Leo. So while it is a waning crescent, it's also a time to, try to be your natural, loving, giving, generous self. Okay, try to just shine in the way that you best can, and in a way that the people around you can appreciate you, in a way that you would appreciate being treated. That's the way you want to treat the other people around you right now, and that includes showing appreciation for what people bring, for what other people bring to your life. So that's the moon in Leo. Now, moon in Leo, fire, sun and Mercury in Libra, that's air. Air and fire work well together. Air feeds fire. Okay, so the things that we think, the things that we investigate, the things that we're planning on and talking about, they're likely to get us a little fired up, feeling a little pumped today. And I think that's a really positive thing because, again, we're pumped to release. We're pumped to let go of the stuff that is falling behind us anyway. On the other hand, though, Venus and Mars. Venus just moved into Scorpio last week. Mars has been in Cancer for a little bit. Scorpio and Cancer, those are water signs. So Venus and Mars, that's our receptive principle and our assertive principle. And that's very much about our relationships and our emotional lives. And it's just a very emotional vibe and a very intuitive vibe and a very feeling vibe. So whatever you're feeling there, first of all, trust your gut, trust what you know from the inside. And then, the sun in Libra and Mercury in Libra are going to say, yes, trust, but verify. And I agree with that. But definitely trust your gut. If you get a feeling, if you have a question, ask the question. If you have a feeling that something is not what it seems, it's okay to go ahead and say, I have a feeling this is not what it seems, right? Can we make an adjustment to the plan? Or, maybe I need to make an adjustment to the plan because I thought that this was one thing and now I see that it's another, right? We're still looking for that balance. But because Venus and Mars are in water signs, it's not just an intellectual thing. It's not just like, oh, I see that I'm putting in this much work and I'm only getting this much compensation back. It's also, I see that I'm putting in this much love, heart, joy, enthusiasm into a situation, and I'm not getting back from it what I need to. Or maybe, maybe I'm putting more in than is necessary, or maybe I'm not putting enough in, right? So again, feeling that balance as well, not just seeing where we're not giving as good as we get one way or the other, but feeling where we're not giving as good as we get. So, those conversations are going to come up as well in our relationships. And this week is a very water heavy week. So Sunday, water and air heavy week. And, Jennifer, Mrs. Rose, and I stayed up last night watching the hurricane come in. And it's water and air, right? It's just wind blowing at 150 miles an hour and water coming in off of the ocean and out of the sky, right? So a lot of destruction is wrought with water and air. We want to be careful about water and air. And so for the next week, where most of these signatures are happening in water and air signs, or sometimes they are combinations of water and air signs, I just want to say, be careful, be safe, find higher ground, literally or figuratively, if you need to. Okay. And really, protect yourself. When there's a lot of water and air, you just got to protect yourself. You want to make sure that you're not getting too much of either, right? Okay. So this Sunday, Mars and Saturn are going to have a trine, and that's very positive. And I want to say there are a lot of very positive signatures on the chart for today and for the coming week. Mars and Saturn are having a trine on Sunday, and that's very positive. It's about our assertiveness, the work we're trying to do to make the progress we want to make, and Saturn is those responsibilities, right? So it's really about the stuff and things, the resources we rely on that we want to have, and our ability to do the work to get them. And that trine vibration is very harmonious. It's very gracious. It's very allowing. It's not like there's something you have to do to take advantage of it, except to be open to it, to do the work that you're called to do, and work toward those things that you are responsible for completing. And when you do that, something very positive, more positive than you understand, may come out of it. So keep that in mind. And Mars and Saturn, when there's a trine, they're both in the same element. So Mars is in Cancer and Saturn is in Pisces, this water element, all right? So again, my picture last night when I was watching stuff the hurricane come in, was of a house falling off of its stilts and getting washed into the ocean. And I don't think that there's any better picture of Saturn in Pisces. And we have seen a lot of that in the last few years since Saturn went into Pisces. So not just houses falling into the ocean, but just things happening in the water that indicate to us that the seas are kind of angry, right? that the water is not necessarily safe, that the water is rising, and there's something that we have to be more responsible about to deal with this, right? That we have to have some planning and some forward thinking and some, if not literal structures, then intellectual structures around how we manage the turbulence in the water around the world. Okay. But that trine signature is very positive. It just basically says what you're working on, what responsibilities you're trying to meet. You're going to have very positive outcomes as long as you stay focused on what those responsibilities are. And then on Monday, the 30th, we get that Sun conjunct Mercury. They are combined under pressure in the sign of Libra. Okay, so that's air. It's going to be a discovery. It's going to be enlightenment. It's going to be aha, right? And the truth comes out. Okay, Libra loves the truth. Libra just wants the facts because we want to have good judgment. We want to make decisions that are going to help everybody involved. Okay, so that is on Monday the 30th. It is a day of clarity, and that conjunction can make things a little bit electric. Okay, combined and under pressure is not necessarily always the most easygoing kind of signature. Okay, so it's kind of what you choose to make of it. Whatever information that is coming through for you, what you choose to make of it is going to be how you move forward on it. But let's be air signs about this. Let's be very strictly intellectual and try to have straightforward, clear, rational judgment about the things that we perceive on Monday. Okay. And then Wednesday comes up and we have that new moon, which is the resetting point on our creative cycle in Libra on the South Node. Okay, and that's our final South Node eclipse in Libra for this set of eclipses. So that started last October. The first eclipse in Libra was last October, and this Wednesday is the last eclipse in Libra. Last October, that whole conflict between Israel and Palestine was set off. And then, we have been through so much in the past year. It'd be nice to see what parts of this get left behind us with the coming eclipse, is all I'm saying. And again, that's in Libra. It's an air sign, and it's on the South Node, which is about what's going out the back, what we're releasing from our lives, what we're letting go. So keep in mind what you would like to see go. Keep in mind what you would like to see getting behind you, right? And see what parts of what sort of thoughts and attitudes and dispositions, especially, you can start to let go of and put behind you so that you can make the progress that you want to make. And so that hopefully we collectively can make the progress that we would like to make surrounding all the conflict and sort of misapprehension that's going on in the world right now. And then coming up on Thursday, Mercury is going to make an adjustment to Saturn. So that's an air and water combination. That can be some gusty winds. That can be some, metaphorically, houses falling into the water. Okay. This is sort of castles made of sand kind of vibe. And we want to sort of intellectual castles made of sand. So it's sort of like we made a plan, and it might look like it's going to crumble. It might look like it's going to fall apart, or it might begin to fall apart, and we might need to just adjust and make a new plan. All right. And then Friday the 4th, we will have Venus trine to Saturn. So that's another very positive one. We had Mars trine to Saturn on Sunday. Now we're going to have Venus trine to Saturn on Friday. That's all in water as well. And, you know, because it's really, you know, Venus is in Scorpio is really focused on sort of washing away old old loving habits, old habits of attraction, old habits of, you know, the things that we like, love, and can't get enough of that maybe are not so good for us anymore. And Saturn is still there talking about our responsibilities. Then you know, perhaps something will come up where you know, where something material to us, something very important to us, or something having to do with our responsibilities, it becomes evident to us that we can let that part go, like let it wash away. Okay. All right. So here I am. I've been going 15 minutes, and that's the whole week coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate you. If you have any questions, if there's anything you would like to say to me, please leave a comment down below. I will see it and respond to you. And again, thanks for being here, and I'll see you all in the next video. Mwah. Bye-bye.